Hi, it's Jen from Shabby Fabrics here on the at-home set with a fun project for St. Patrick's Day. This adorable lucky banner, what a fun thing to display in an entryway. Such a fun and simple DIY project done in just a few hours. And of course, we have kits available for you that make it so easy. You don't have to go out and start running around trying to find wooden beads that are natural color, green and metallic gold, jute. Beautiful kind of St. Patrick's theme with all the lovely shamrocks and all those things. We know that kits make it so easy. But as a gift to you for St. Patty's Day, we've also made this available as a free download. So if you do want to use your fabric at home, by all means do that. I'll touch on that briefly and then we'll dive into, if you are going to be picking up one of our limited kits, what you can expect, and I'll show you how easy it is to make this banner. Again, if you are going to be joining us for the free download, this is the sheet that has the letters on there as well as your shamrock. You'd be needing to pick up some Heat and Bond Light or maybe another fusible applique product you might have at home. These have been reversed for fusible applique. Certain letters like the U are not, we don't need to reverse that, but things like the L, of course, the C and the K, we do. That's all on one sheet. You just take a part of your Heat and Bond Light or whatever fusible applique product you're using, and be sure you're using a permanent pen like a micron pen. I've done this before. Used a friction pen, traced it, and then when I ironed it down, all my lines were gone. So be sure to use a permanent marker. Draw on that, roughly cut around that. You'll be ironing that to the back side of whatever fabric you'd be using at home. Ironing that, and then you'll be cutting directly on the lines so that your shape will be looking like this. Now, if you're like me and I'm like, I know I just want to pick up the kit and make it look just like yours, then by all means pick up one of the limited kits that will already have the fusible on the back. You'll just peel this away. And there is your shape. And of course, you're going to be doing that for all of your letters and both of your shamrocks. And you can see that shine. We have a Heat and Bond Light on the back. Before we move forward, we need to prepare our felt background, which is kind of this nice off-white. And you're getting a nice size of that in your kit. The first thing that our instruction has you do, so you make sure that you don't overutilize the wool felt that's in your kit, so you have plenty, is we're having you pre-cut them to the different sizes as shown in the pattern. So right here, it's to cut 3 6x6 squares for the shamrock on the letter C. I've got just one of those here with me now, and you would have your iron on about a medium heat, position that onto the background, iron that down, do the same process for the other shamrock, all of your letters, and we used a zigzag stitch. We used a Sulky 50 weight. This is just a nice green thread. It doesn't have to be this color green. If you've got something at home, that might work just fine. And we did a simple little zigzag stitch all the way around there. So that's what this will look like. Now notice the touch of just this sweet little pink edge. Chelsea, by the way, on our team, she's one of our awesome customer service team members. She's the one that came up with this idea. She's the one that made the sample and showed me how to make the project. She loved that look of the pink edge. So we have brought these in for you if you don't have any pink edge scissors at home. And you're just cutting about 1/4 inch around the shape. It adds just such a little delicate touch to it. So I'll go ahead and get this cut out. And when I come back, we'll move forward into finishing our banner. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. That's absolutely adorable. So as you can see on the pattern, on the back side, we'll flip this over. We cut some strips as well out of our felt and we made some tabs. So we will just be ironing, not ironing rather, but gluing with our hot glue. Guess I'll glue over here. I don't have as long of an extension cord. Just a dot of glue here. And of course, try to get those in about the same position so everything hangs as level as it can. And you want to create a little bit of a gap. That's where our jute will be threading through. So we have a little bit of a gap in the back, just like that. You can let that dry. Again, all of them are prepared the same. Now we could not resist having a variety of beads. We started out with the natural color beads, and then we added green, and then we were able to find some metallic gold. All of those, of course, are included in your kit, as well as your jute. One of the things that Chelsea mentioned to me is as she was threading the beads onto the jute was starting to fray a little bit. And I had an idea of adding just a touch of glue at the end. So I'll show you what I did here. I'll just trim that off. I had done that already. Is you could just add a touch of glue, hot glue, at the end. And it's not so hot that you can't touch it almost immediately and kind of twist it, so that it kind of locks in all the fibers so they're not fraying on you as you're threading your beads on. So as you can see here, we have a nice distance past our shamrock. We thread it through our shamrock, of course, through our back. And let's say that we're going to build it from the same side that Chelsea did. Make sure you're leaving plenty of distance here for that length plus to make a loop. And then in comes her, figure out your whole length that you want. And maybe it's actually easier to build it from the right to the left. But you're just making sure that you're being careful to thread those beads on in the sequence that you would want and with the amount of beads that are in your kit. You'll just push that through. And I can see that glue, and twisting it really helps. And then that one, and it looks like we have gold, and you get the idea, and you're continuing to thread on. Hey, if you've got some kids in the house that might love to help, this is definitely something you could do as a family. I know when my kids, they've been watching me do this since they were little. And I remember all along the way, at times, they would ask, how can I help? Certain things, I don't want them touching my glue gun, but this is a great thing to have the kiddos help you with. So definitely something you could be doing as a family. So you get the idea. It's such a simple project, easily done in just a couple of hours, made so easy, of course, with the kit. And we'll get some close-ups of the knots over here. So simple, again, just make kind of that loop on both ends, display it. And again, you can be putting that away and bringing that out year over year. Be sure to pick up the kits. I know this beautiful fabric, I can't get it anymore. We bought all that was remaining from Quilting Treasures of that. And of course, just the convenience of the kit. So be sure to pick that up. And hey, if you haven't checked out all the other at-home kits, they're amazing. Be sure to check that out, subscribe, and I'll see you soon on another Shabby or Shabby at Home video.